Good evening, agus fáilte rih gachtain and seo ó hartford na tír ar fad chuig an ard seo. In a few short weeks, you, the people of Ireland, will go to the polls. And for the first time in a generation, the choice you make is as stark as it is clear. It's your choice and your choice alone. In the privacy of the ballot box, you choose, you decide. So what do you want to do? Do you want the recovery that you have worked for, that you have suffered for, that you have made so much personal sacrifice for, to continue? Or do you want to put that recovery at risk? That's the only question you will be asked. That's the only question that you will answer. A clear choice between continuing on the path of stability and recovery or putting that hard-won progress at risk. We must and have to keep this recovery going. So what is needed to secure that recovery? The answer is simple: a clear plan. And Fine Gael has a clear, costed, long-term economic plan to keep this recovery going. It's based on a simple proposition: a strong economy. Because a strong economy delivers jobs, a strong economy delivers work that pays, and a strong economy delivers the services that we depend on and that we need in our day-to-day lives. Services like hospitals and transport and childcare and housing, services for our elderly, and services for those who are homeless. A strong economy is the guarantee of our children's future. And with Fine Gael, that strong economy will be built on sound foundations that are well-grounded and will become deep-rooted. It's an economy that will be built in a real world of jobs and enterprise and investment and common sense. Because for us, the economy and the recovery is not a political prize or a global headline. It's something to be felt and lived by every one of our citizens in this republic, because it's your recovery. I don't need to remind you about the crisis that gripped this country in January 2011. You lived it every day. Public finances out of control, 300,000 jobs lost, tens of thousands leaving the country looking for work elsewhere, banks on the brink of collapse, our international reputation in tatters, and the Troika had arrived. And then the Irish people gave Fine Gael and the Labour Party a mandate to fix our public finances and get this country back to work. A mandate to haul Ireland back from the brink of an economic abyss. Many thought that ending the bailout, rescuing the economy, and saving the country was an impossible task. But the people and the government faced down that crisis, and a plan to stabilise the economy and turn Ireland in the right direction was put in place. Believe me, it wasn't easy. Difficult decisions had to be taken, decisions that were painful for very many people. As a government, I'd be the first to say we did not get everything right, nor did we manage to do all that we thought that we could do. But working together, government and the people, we have made real progress. And thanks to you, your hard work and your resilience, we have gone from economic wreckage to economic recovery. Ireland, Ireland is now clearly moving in the right direction. The public finances are back under control. The economy is growing again, faster indeed than any other country in Europe. So, no more bailout, no more troika, no more dead banks. Yes, of course, we still have too many people out of work, but jobs are being created every day. Yes, of course, we have many more challenges to meet. And I know that for many people watching tonight, economic statistics mean very little indeed. Too many people do not yet see and do not yet feel the benefits of a recovering economy in their own daily lives. Too many families, too many older people are still struggling to make ends meet. Too many families missing a son or daughter, forced to emigrate and seek jobs elsewhere from Ireland. And that's why our work is not yet complete. You see, the recovery must be strengthened and secured, because a strong economy cannot be taken for granted. And keeping this recovery going, therefore, requires a clear plan. That's what will enable us to improve our people's lives. And our plan is all about the future. It's made up of 3 clear, interconnected steps: more and better jobs, making work pay, and investing in better public services for all our people. Step 1 is the creation of jobs. This must and will remain the top priority. Unemployment is the greatest cause of inequality and unfairness in this society. Jobs have been at the core of Fine Gael's work in government since 2011, when we reduced the VAT rate in the tourism sector. That had an immediate impact. 135,000 extra jobs have been created since we launched the National Action Plan for Jobs. So, let me say to you that our new plan aims to see a further 200,000 extra jobs created by 2021, and 70,000 of those jobs will be available for returning immigrants, and we welcome them home after they were driven out of the country. They can work. So they'll be able to work at home and make a life here in Ireland. Now, achieving these targets actually means delivering new growth strategies across every sector of the economy. It will be a great time to work in Ireland, a great time to start or to grow a small business in Ireland, and a great time to invest in Ireland. And critically, we will continue to protect our 12.5% corporation tax rate, which has been a cornerstone of investment and job creation here. We will end the tax discrimination against the self-employed, and investing in infrastructure will mean more and better jobs in every part of the country. The second step, we must ensure that work actually pays. I want many of the new jobs to be created to go to people who are still out of work, because work, not welfare, is the route out of poverty. Five years ago, we reversed Fianna Fáil's decision to cut the minimum wage, which would have hurt those most who earn the least. This month, we increased it again to €9.15 per hour. Thank you. So to keep the recovery going, our plan will reward hard work and will reward effort. The universal social charge was introduced by Fianna Fáil as a penal tax on virtually everyone at work. Now, we reduced the USC for low and middle income earners, and we increased the number who do not have to pay any USC at all to 700,000 people. So, if we are elected by the people, just as we said goodbye to the Troika, so too will we say goodbye to the universal social charge. Over the next 5 years, the USC will be abolished with measures to limit the benefits for high earners. And this will cut the maximum tax rate for middle-income families to 44%, down from the 52% tax rate introduced by Fianna Fáil. And this, ladies and gentlemen, will give a working family earning €45,000 per year a boost in their income of over €1,750 per annum. Now, too many families with children are trapped in welfare because it's just not worth it for parents to take up a job, even if they want to take it up. So our plan's new working family payment will ensure that work pays more than welfare. In many families, both parents want to work. In many families, both parents need to work. So therefore, they need high-quality childcare that is local, that is accessible, and that is affordable. So from September, parents will be entitled to a second free preschool year and 2 weeks paid paternity leave. But we need to do more, including extending parental leave and providing more support to home carers. Now, the third step will use the resources generated by a strong economy to invest in our public services. The recovery has enabled us to start that process, to start reversing the cuts made to many vital services. The recruitment and the training of new Gardaí has started again with the reopening of Templemore. This year, 2016, 2,000 more teachers will be recruited in our schools, and this will increase further in the years ahead. Increased investment in improving our health services is absolutely essential. This year, 2016, we will invest an extra €800 million on health, delivering more doctors, more nurses, and more medical professionals. And we are, of course, committed to further increases to meet the needs of an ageing population and to reduce waiting lists. We are determined. We are determined to ensure that as many people as possible, particularly elderly people, are supported in their own homes and in their own communities. And that's why we will increase home help hours and fund local general practitioners to work in all urban and in all rural areas and treat minor injuries and common chronic illnesses. So together, altogether, our plan will provide the resources to employ an additional 10,000 Gardaí, teachers, doctors, nurses, and other frontline staff by the year 2021. So, as everybody watching this evening knows, we cannot live in an economy alone. Fine Gael's long-term plan to keep the recovery going, to keep the economy moving forward, is aimed at improving the lives of all our people, our hospitals and healthcare, our housing, our schools, our childcare, safer communities, the chance to work at home and to live at home. For everyone who wants a job, they can get a job. For people who have a job, there will be more take-home pay, and our children will have better access to education and to health facilities. Our older citizens will see more frontline staff delivering the services that they depend on and that they deserve, in the home, in the community, or where necessary, in hospital. But all of this costs money. And the money will only be there if our economy is kept strong. For us, the economy is never an end in itself. Rather, the economy is where we generate the resources that will make life better for all our people. So I say to you this evening that yes, while the recovery and the economy are at the centre of our long-term plan, ultimately, it is the lives and the well-being of our people that are and must be at its very heart. To implement this plan, we need the support and the confidence of the voters, because in all the white noise of an election, there is really only one question: who will keep the recovery going? A straight question with a straight answer, because it will decide whether people have jobs. It will decide whether you see more Gardaí back on the street and back on the beat, whether you can get what you need when you need it from our public services. It will decide whether you will have quality and affordable childcare, whether the small business that you have slaved for will actually thrive, whether you watch your children or your grandchildren grow up at home or on Skype. Well, Gael has the plan to deal with all of these challenges. Plan is fully costed, long-term, three-step: create more jobs, make sure that jobs pay, and provide more and better public services for all our people. And that's important above everything else, to keep this recovery going. But as people see for themselves that yes, there is a recovery underway, so too do they see that there are real risks attached here. And there can be no going back. Why would we go back? Back to the policies that wrecked an economy and ravaged a society? Would we go back to losing 300,000 jobs? Would we go back to ghost estates that haunted communities? Would we go back to boom and bust and extravagant promises? Back to higher taxes? Never. Because Ireland can't afford to go back. Ireland can't afford to go back, to put this hard-won recovery at risk. With growing international economic uncertainty, now is not the time to take risks with this country's economy. We cannot afford to risk the recovery underway to those who wrecked our economy previously, or to those whose populist promises would wreck our future by blowing a massive hole in the public finances. The next government's job is to keep this recovery going. It's exactly what Fine Gael is committed to doing. 5 years ago, many commentators said that Ireland's situation was utterly hopeless, that the economy could not be pulled back from the brink, that we would need a second bailout. Well, government and people defied the naysayers to revive the Irish economy, to banish the Troika, to exit the bailout, to get Ireland back in the international money markets and get our own people back to work. And we were able to do all of this, because the people were with us. They made this recovery. It is their recovery. And the duty of the next government has to be respect it and to protect it. So over the coming weeks, as a party, we will travel across the country to explain what Fine Gael's plan is about. We will appeal to people personally to keep this recovery going. I ask everyone who cares about Ireland, who cares about our country and its future, to give us the opportunity to finish the work that we have started, to give Ireland the chance to reinforce its recovery and to reach its full potential. So tonight I say to all of you who are watching, if our plan sounds like a good plan to you, please support us. If a plan for more jobs, more Gardaí, teachers, nurses, doctors, more help for families, for our children, for our elderly, sounds like a good one to you, then please support that plan. If a plan for higher wages, lower taxes, conditions to help our business flourish sounds good to you, you know what to do, please support that plan. If the recovery matters to you, to your family, to your business, to your future, when you take your peon or your peon Louis in your hand, vote Fine Gael. We're now at the beginning of 2016, centenary year of the Rising. Ireland is therefore at that exquisite point when we take time to examine not only who we were, but who we want to become as a nation, as a society, and as a real republic. Easter 1916 was a cold and passionate dawn for a new Ireland. In the intervening 100 years, we have built on that new day that the leaders of the Rising gave us. We founded a new state. We declared a republic. We joined the European Union. At long last, we put our children first. We respected the Magdalene women, and we made marriage equal. It is that sense of generosity, that sense of compassion, that sense of strength and imagination that will be the making of us as a people, that will be the making of us as a nation. It is a continuum, the kind of national example we want to be and we want to live for the next generation. In this, the centenary year of the Rising, we can say that Ireland, our best and brightest days, are still uncounted, still to be unwrapped, still lie up ahead. We can say that the dream of our nation's heart has yet to be fulfilled. And it is you, we, each of us, who will be those necessary dreamers. I want to thank the people of Ireland for staying the course over the past 5 years. Thank you for giving Fine Gael and the Labour Party your trust. We have worked hard. Thank you for that. We have worked hard to be worthy of that trust and that confidence. Personally and politically, I have always tried to do my best for you and for our country. Let me say, humbled, touched and deeply privileged to be your Taoiseach. In a few weeks, I will ask the people of Ireland for their permission and for their support to finish the job that we have started, to deliver on a plan that we know will work, to keep the recovery going in the interests of all the people of Ireland. But leaving all that election stuff beside, let me just wish you and your families every success, every good health, every enjoyment, every good fortune in this special centenary year. Thank you. Go raibh maith agaibh agus slán go fóill.